Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. A.R. Rahman.
Our guest today is the star of the Indian music world in Boston. She is well known for starting the Indian music ensemble at Berklee College of Music. She was also instrumental in bringing A.R. Rahman to Berklee in October of 2014. Let's meet her. Annette, welcome to the show.
Hi Manju, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. So tell us about this whole A.R. Rahman experience. How did you bring him here and what was it like?
Well, for me personally, it was a childhood dream of mine to work with Mr. Rahman. Like most of us, I grew up with his music as a soundtrack to my life. And we were talking with the president of Berklee, Mr. Roger Brown, about increasing Berklee's influence and Berklee's involvement with the Indian community here. And we talked about which artists can we honor. And of course, Mr. Rahman's name came up immediately, and he was so gracious to accept our invitation to honor him with a Berklee honorary doctorate. And so then, planning began. We took about a year to plan the whole thing.
Wow.
And the first challenge that we had was an interesting challenge. It was kind of to decide what music not to do, because
why is that?
I mean, there's just so much good music.
Right.
So what can you do? And we ended up doing a lot of medleys, and really wanted to make sure that we included as many different languages or different versions of songs, so that we were not being partial either to North India or to South India. The final day when he arrived, which was a couple of days before the show, we were really excited, and I was so blessed to get an opportunity to go to the airport.
So were you able to sleep at night?
There wasn't much sleeping going on for actually quite a few weeks, and so I got a chance to go to the airport, and I shook his hand, and when I got back, my students said, "You shook his hand? Which hand? Don't wash your hand." They were just so excited, and we were really blessed to have him here. He came in for the rehearsal. He was, we were really nervous, but he was just chill, very unassuming, very humble, very kind, and very patient. I think the thing that I will never forget was we had a master class with him the next day, and he has this very open spirit and childlike nature, and he improvised a little bit on his instruments, the continuum, and it's just so much fun. So amazing experience. The community was so supportive. We sold out Symphony Hall in about 5 weeks before the show happened.
And so tell us about yourself. You're from Delhi, Lady Shri Ram College, I heard. And were you always interested in music as a child?
Yes, I'm actually from Kerala. I'm a Malayali.
Okay.
So, but my family was living in Delhi. I was born there and then lived in Singapore for about 8 years and then back to Delhi. And LSR was amazing. I learned so much. I think I really, came out in a different way. I understood myself. I found myself at LSR. And
And I heard that you got a scholarship to come to Berklee, but initially your parents were not that excited, right?
Well, they were very supportive about me doing music, and that is an incredible blessing because even now in this day and age, not everyone is open to having a full-time career in the arts, supporting that for their children. And my parents had supported that all along. So when I talked about Berklee, I was already doing music full-time. I was mainly a recording artist, and I was running my own performing arts collective in Delhi called Artists Unlimited. And my parents didn't really think that I needed to leave the country and go some faraway place, which takes 24 hours to reach sometimes. So for 2 years, I kept asking my mom and dad, just let me apply. And after 2 years, they finally gave me permission, but they said, we'll think about whether you can go. So I got admission, and still they said, no, you're not allowed to go. So I said, all right, what if I get a full scholarship? So they laughed. They said, theek hai, try. Thinking that, it may not happen, but it actually happened. And I was supported both by Berklee and also the INLAX Foundation. And so after that, they had already agreed that if I got a full scholarship, I would go. And they couldn't, go back on their word. But now when they visit me in Boston, they really feel, yes, you made the right decision. And Berklee is an amazing place, beautiful people. I have a second family here.
Now, I also have heard a lot about your women's group called Women of the World. And we are also excited they're going to perform at Saheli. So tell us more about that.
Women of the World is one of my most precious projects that I'm part of right now. It began in 2008. I had a colleague in Berklee called Ayumi Ueda. She's from Japan. And it was her sort of brainchild. She wanted to create a group for women from all over the world to come together and to perform songs from different parts of the world, and also to learn about the different traditions and ideas and ideologies and cultural nuances and sort of social perspectives that exist in different cultures, but through the medium of music. So right now we are a core group of 4 women. There's Ayumi Ueda, of course, the founder from Japan. Georgia Renosto is from Italy. We have Deborah Pierre from Haiti, but she's also an American. And then, of course, I'm there from India. And we sing right now in about 29 languages.
Oh my goodness.
And it's so much fun.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, about your personal life. I know you're an only child.
I am an only child, yes, and I'm basically, doing music full time. I teach at Berklee, of course. I work with Women of the World, touring with them, and I also have my own quintet, which is a little bit dormant for the moment. I was kind of focusing on all the Berklee things for the moment. I'm I've been very blessed. I'm actually on Mr. A.R. Rahman's team right now. We've done 2 tours, and yes, and I mean, well, you asked about personal life, so
I think the viewers would like to know.
Okay, well, I'm seeing someone right now,
Okay.
and it's a beautiful relationship. Yeah.
Wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
So, do you have any role models in the music world?
Of course, I love what Mr. Rahman does, and over the last 2 opportunities I had to work with him closely outside Berklee,
Mhm.
I really understood how fearless he is.
Mhm.
And I'm also very inspired by both Bobby McFerrin, who is one of the world's greatest vocalists and
Uh-huh.
improvisers and storytellers, and one of the people who works with him a lot, her name is Rhiannon.
Okay.
She is a former Berklee teacher. She's also a mentor of mine,
Mhm.
and both of them really embody the true definition of a free spirit.
Yeah. So we come to the part of the show which we call rapid response.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
So whatever comes to your head,
Okay.
just say it. So,
Cool.
what's your most favorite song?
See, this is so hard for me. I have 1,000 favorite songs. Okay, I'll try
Some
to
of your
say-
favorites then.
Right now, from the Rahman repertoire, I still love Ishwar Allah. It's
Okay.
really just a beautiful song,
Okay.
and I love that. And but otherwise, right now, I've been listening to Sia,
Okay.
and there's a version by an Australian singer called Fatai,
Okay.
and I love her version of Chandelier.
Okay. And what's your favorite movie?
Right now, it's a animated movie from Japan called Spirited Away. It's by it's a Miyazaki movie. It's one
Okay.
of the Ghibli studio movies.
Okay. What's your favorite hobby?
Music and
Okay.
cooking.
Cooking?
Yes, but but in that order, music and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're a good cook.
I think I am.
Okay.
I should have you over for dinner someday.
So what do you cook best?
Well, mostly I do a lot of South Indian,
Okay.
and so I'll do Kerala.
Avial.
I do avial. I do
My favorite.
lots of coconut,
Of course.
in all Kerala food. So
Uh-huh.
anything in that realm,
Mhm.
sambar as well. I haven't found a good way to make dosha at home,
Okay.
but that's the next project.
I think you'll get a lot of mail after this. Lots of recipes.
Okay, cool. I'm happy to
So,
accept that.
any favorite travel destinations?
Hawaii. This year I spent 3 weeks there.
Mhm.
It's very similar to Kerala. Yeah, beautiful.
What is your biggest strength, you think?
I think being able to bounce back. Yeah.
Resilient.
Yeah, more than resilience, I think
Mhm.
being able to turn something or see the positive in it.
Mhm.
As a musician, you're constantly faced with situations where you have to learn something.
Okay.
And usually, it can get very difficult for you to not allow self-doubt
Right.
or comparing yourself with somebody else
Mhm.
to kind of cloud your vision and your ability to think straight.
Mhm.
And I think that, even on a kind of a low day, I have the ability to bounce back.
And what's your biggest weakness?
I am OCD.
Can
and-
identify with that.
Right, and I have sort of a obsession with perfection in a lot of different things, and I find that I need to work smarter rather than working harder,
Okay.
and that is my goal for the rest of this year, to really become a little more efficient without putting quite as much muscle into everything. Yeah.
If you could go back in life and fix something,
Mhm.
would you do that?
No.
Or no?
No, I am, I'm here. This is where I'm meant to be.
Tell us something that many people don't know about you. I read something very interesting, that you love to look at ants, and at one time you watched an ant for 2 hours.
Ants are very interesting animals. They are a beautiful species, and they are very industrious, and they have sort of singular focus.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm fascinated by ants, and I'm fascinated by different kinds of ants.
Okay.
You know what I like about ants is
Uh-huh.
if you put an obstacle in their way, you know,
Uh-huh.
they're not going to sit there and look at this mountain and say, "Arey, what shall we do?" They'll just find a way around it.
And
So
where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And where would you like to see yourself in the next 10 years?
well, I think continuing to do music, continuing to collaborate, touring at least part of the year, every year. Women of the World had one dream, which was maybe own a farm
Oh, okay.
in Hawaii, and do workshops and do
That's
performances.
wonderful. So on that note, I would like to invite all our audience to come and watch Women of the World on 18th September, Western Waltham for Saheli at the Nirbhaya fundraiser. We look forward to seeing you, and thank you so much.
Thank you.